Mhm.
How
Yes.
does that make cancer worse?
This is a very important question. Now you're asking me to get into a little bit more of the
Oh,
deep biochemistry.
sorry.
Well, that's okay. What Otto Warburg did not know is that there is the glutamine fermentation. So, and the field thinks glutamine is respired, meaning that the mitochondria in cancer cells are healthy. Wrong. They're not. They're not healthy. They're sick. However, in the mitochondria, there is a part of the pathway that called the glutamine glutaminolysis pathway, where the amino acid glutamine can be fermented to get energy without oxygen, not linked to oxidative phosphorylation. So it's a second fermentation pathway that Otto Warburg and most of the cancer field does not know about. But my good friend and colleague, Christos Xenopoulos from Semmelweis University in Budapest, Hungary, is the world leader on this pathway. And we, Christos and I, have shown clearly that this pathway is operational in cancer cells in the mitochondria. So this has confused the field because the field says, oh, mitochondria are still making ATP and still taking in oxygen. Therefore, Warburg must be wrong. Oh, this is the big fallacy. The mitochondria in cancer are taking in oxygen, but it's not linked to ATP through oxygen. It's linked to the ATP from glutamine fermentation. So you got glucose fermentation on one hand, producing carbon so the cells can grow and a little bit of energy in the cytoplasm. And then you get glutamine fermentation in the mitochondria that gives the nitrogen so DNA and RNA can be synthesized in the tumor cells. And again, additional energy. So you got to know the biochemistry of the problem to know how these cancer cells are living. Now, if you target glutamine alone, the cancer cell will survive on the glucose. If you target glucose alone, the cancer cell can survive on the glutamine. So you have to target them both together. And the issue is the cancer cell cannot use fatty acids or ketones because the mitochondria are dysfunctional. So the fatty acids and ketones that you have in a ketogenic diet or low GKI value is used for the brain and for the rest of the normal cells in the body. So the ketones and fatty acids are allowing the rest of our cells to survive without glucose. So they can use an alternative fuel. Cancer cells can't do that. They're trapped into this fermentation mechanism. So the solution to the cancer problem, simultaneously restrict the two fermentable fuels driving the dysregulated growth while transitioning the entire body off to a fuel that's good for the normal cells, but not good for the tumor cells. So this is the solution to the cancer problem. Absolutely. It's just going to take time for the field to come to understand how to do this. Is this a cure for cancer? We don't know. And we don't like to use the term cancer cure because we have no idea. Is it a therapeutic benefit to manage cancer? Absolutely. Will it cure cancer? We don't know, but it can manage it. And we would say it will be the most effective way to manage cancer. Whether or not it's cured, we have no idea, but we don't know. The only thing we do know is it worked really well. It cured cancer in a dog that had a big mass tumor on it. I published that as well. His dog died of old age from heart disease, but the tumor that was supposed to kill it many years earlier dissolved. So people can read that. I published that on the open access web. It's getting a lot of attention in the veterinary world because you can manage these cancers in dogs just as well with metabolic therapy. So again, it's unbelievable. Yeah, because cancers in dogs and humans and rats and mice, they all ferment. They're all fermenters, regardless of what organ they come from. So just pull the plug on their fermentation fuels while transitioning the whole body over to ketones, and these tumor cells up and die. You throw in a few drugs that push the system along a little bit more effectively, and you can live with the disease. You don't have to feel this impending doom. You're in charge of your own existence. So you have somebody. Physicians need to know this. This is the tool of the future. I just told you the future of cancer management in the Western world. So it's just a matter of time.